Hey, Jeremiah with Steps Pressure Washing and More. We are out on location today. Gonna be doing a little bit of brick entryway here. This is an estate out in Johnston County called the Lion's Den. I've been driving by this one for a long time and finally get a chance to wash it. Just ran my hoses, filling up the tanks. This has gray mortar in between the bricks, which looks deceivingly dirty, but we do have quite a bit of algae growth here as well. This is the north side of the wall, so we should get a little bit off. I'm going to be trying the 4 gallon a minute with a 2.1 injector, so hopefully we should be hitting it with about 1.87 is if my math's correct, just to hit it a little hotter. Then I'll switch over to the 8 gallon a minute. I'm going to clean all the trim here on the house. I'll be cleaning the gutter line right over here, and a retaining wall, and a couple other things. I'll show you what we got once we get up there. After taking a nice long walk, this is the retaining wall we will be cleaning. Ben should be here in about 15 minutes, and hopefully I can get him started on a couple of prep items, just to go ahead and get the day running a little smoother. A good bit of cobwebs and just dirt and dust on this trim. Again, since this is the north side, we're going to have a lot of algae here and there in the mortar. I'm going to be trying just to keep it rinsed, but we will have to, of course, rinse the entire wall since we are doing the white trim. But the white trim needs it, so we're going to get it taken care of. Alright, around the back, more trim. And we're also going to be cleaning this patio area, all of the brick on it. And all of the trim up here. No skylights today, though, which is surprising. I might talk to him, see what our timeline looks like before we leave, while we've got the ladder out. We got a good bit of algae growth and moss here on the back. We might need to turbo nozzle, because 1%, 2%, that's not going to come off with just SH alone. I got to agitate that a little bit. Same thing in here. We're going to be doing this brick and covering all of this counter. That's going to be one of the things I've been doing. Another piece of granite here we're going to have to cover. Inside here we are going to be doing the trim, but doing our best not to get the wood wet. We are also going to be drying the wood after we're done. And going to be not using SH in this part, just around that stained wood at the client's request. Alright, going to be doing all of the trim here on the front, but we will be covering the front door with a shower curtain, maybe a drop cloth. Brought extra just to get that ready to rock and roll. Again, there is wood ceilings under here and wood ceilings under here. We'll be doing our best not to hit that with SH, and then hand drying with a towel. Hopefully not too big of a job with me and Ben doing it at the same time. And it looks bigger than it is just because we're not going to be doing everything and every part of it. So, yeah. Alright, well, time to get it started. My 50 gallon tank should be about full, and I can go ahead and get the entryway started while I wait on Ben to arrive. So got Ben Finally out doing some gutters. I don't know if you can see him, he's really far back there. But apparently my downstream injector wasn't pulling. I don't know why. I just got a brand new downstream injector. I had a downstream injector on there, and last week I tried to use it and it didn't work, so I hooked up another one just to the same everything. So there might be a hole in the hose or something like that, but let's see if the one off the 8 gallon a minute will work here. I really thought I smelled bleach before. There we go, that's definitely coming through. Alright, now I basically just pre-rinsed all this brick. But this is as strong as I'm able to get using a downstream injector. Yeehaw. Yeah, it should be about 1.875 if my math's correct. We're starting with a 15% SH. About a 15% SH. And I can already see stuff trying to come off of this, so it should be in pretty good shape. Give it a little time to dwell. There's no soap in this mix. This is just SH. Brick is already very porous, so I don't have any issue getting it to hang out. My original thought was to do turbo nozzle on all of this, and said no. It's not mossy yet. We've got some moss out back, but this isn't mossy yet. It's still maintainable with just some SH. Nice light XJET rinse. Well, heavy rinse, but low pressure. Lowish pressure. Should be under 500 on this. A lot of efflorescence here on this side. We're finally done with the big side over there on the din, and now we're coming on through and getting the short wall. Spent a lot longer on that first wall than I really wanted to, but that's what it is. It's our first time out at this project. And I didn't clean top down, and so after washing, well actually after washing the front, I realized that my SH wasn't hooked up, and then I re-washed the front with the SH because, well, it was not hooked up. It was I washed the front once without realizing that the downstream injector wasn't working on the 4 gallon a minute, so I had to go do a quick swap out on the hose, which seems to be the issue, and or the hose to the downstream injector. Then I washed the whole front of the brick wall and then washed the top of the brick wall, which then allowed me to rewash the front of the brick wall. And so I'm hoping to go a little faster on this one, just without doing nearly as much double work. Gonna get up here and get the tops of these pillars. Alright, we are washing the house, trim on the house really, and rinsing the whole thing. I can see Ben through the sliding glass door here. He's covering up all of the ornate marbling around their back patio. That's going to be covered and protected from the SH. And then we're going to give it a good rinse before we leave. This is the largest house we've ever washed. All total, we're over 10,000 square feet. And that's because we have like the garage, this is an enclosed pool room, all those little things adding up together, we're probably closer to 11. Running with the 12-inch extension, just because there are some pretty high peaks on this one, and not feeling like dealing with atomization today. I'm way behind on this one where I want to be, especially with having been, so getting it knocked out. Alright, so still working on this one. This is, we're about 5-ish hours in. Everything on the front is done, gutters cleaned out, out by the gates cleaned. We are hand drying the wood. Both pressure washers running. Got Ben in the back, getting everything soaked down. I don't know how he always gets so dirty, but he manages it. He's gonna get that moss, and I'm probably gonna bust out the turbo nozzle here in a minute. So we are still washing. It is raining pretty good. I got Ben over here rinsing off that patio. I did a turbo nozzle treatment on that heavy moss, and I'm just trying to get all of my SH off these garage doors so that I can let the SH hang out on the trim best I can. Alright, there she is, all nice and clean. And from the road, popping. It rained a lot while we were here, but it was a good day. That took about 8 hours, give or take. It was definitely a good day. There was a lot going on, a lot of moving parts. You know, just doing the trim, we still had to rinse the brick. You know, there was a failed gutter. The 28-foot, the wheel for the rope, that broke off while Ben was using it, so we ended up having to kind of limp along with that with the gutter cleaning. There was a ton of wasps. Luckily, they pretty well left me alone. But it was overall, it was a great day. It was a great way to start the month, great way to start the week. And I just really, I don't know, it's just those little chance encounters. You never know what's going to happen. I met that client at a gas station. I was literally on my way to a job, and I was just getting some gas in the pressure washer gas tank. And, you know, before I could even get out of the car, he was waiting for me. And we talked a little bit, and just make an impression. You never know who you're going to run into, so be professional all the time. I did a lot of rainy work last week. Didn't do really any type of filming. Sorry about that, guys, but most of the week I took off, but what I was working on was just in the rain. So I will also say my wife got me a couple presents for my birthday. My birthday was last week. That's one of the reasons I took some time off. And my wife knows me, man. I'll tell you, she knows who she's buying presents for. You know, I'm wearing some shorts today, and they came from Amazon. They're my normal shorts. She bought me a new pair, and she also got me some low-rise Hucks, which when I get out of the truck here in a second, I will show off because they worked extremely well. I think they kept my feet dry today until it started raining. When it started raining, you know, water's running down your legs, it's going to get in your shoes no matter what you got. But all the puddles I walked through, all of the brick I was walking on and cleaning, it was keeping my feet nice and dry, nice and toasty. So I'm really digging them. I do have the high top hucks, but they kind of flop around and they don't look great. And these are a little bit more stylish. I'll show you what we got. But yeah, overall a great day. Grateful to have been. Oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine how late I'd be getting home if I didn't have help on that one, because that was just such a massive job. Yeah, anyway, let me show you my hucks. Yeah, boom. Don't mind the dirty socks. I got a little dirty today, but these things are awesome. Just super, super handy to have. For years, I've really just struggled along with sneakers and just, you know, rotating out dry pair and less wet pair. And so it's really nice to have some hucks that I can use and look a bit more professional in than the high tops. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'll see y'all next time. Y'all be safe out there.